at the Copacabana, where the press conference for Mayweather-Gatti has just ended. And with me I have promoter Bob Arum. Bob, how you feeling today?
I feel real good, really good. I mean, this fight's doing sensational, and I think it's going to be a really classic kind of fight. I mean, you know, Floyd Mayweather, I think is the best guy in boxing today, but Gatti got a heart like a watermelon, and he's not going to be easy. This is going to be a real good fight.
This pay-per-view is the first for both fighters. How do you think Mayweather's doing promoting this fight?
I think the guy is terrific. I think that this will launch Mayweather as a pay-per-view attraction, and I don't look for Mayweather ever to go back to premium cable. I think he's going to be a pay-per-view fighter from now on.
What kind of vibe are you getting from the people behind the scenes about this fight?
Just a real great buzz. People, funny enough, because, well, maybe not funny enough, because of the fact that both of them have had so much exposure on HBO, that they're both really known guys, that the general audience knows of Floyd Mayweather, knows of Arturo Gatti, and I think that's going to drive sales. And of course, it doesn't hurt that we put Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on the card, because the Hispanics are crazy about that young kid, and for the Puerto Ricans, Ivan Calderon.
Right. So how have things been going with Chavez Jr., and how excited are you to be having him on this card?
Well, we promoted a number of his last fights. I love the kid. He's such a nice young man, dedicated, always has a smile. And so I thought that this was the perfect opportunity to bring him east so that he could, you know, because if he fights in Los Angeles or Texas, the fans mob him because they're all Mexican-American. Here, it's really, people know who he is, but, you know, it's not the same. And I think this was a really good thing for him to experience, fighting before an audience where it's not filled with Mexican and Mexican-Americans.
So a few weeks back, you had Miguel Cotto defend his WBO title against Muhammad Abdullayev. I mean, give us your thoughts on that fight and what's next for Cotto.
I thought that Cotto looked brilliant in that fight. He has such tremendous skills. He's really the goods. If there's anybody at 140 or 147 that's capable of beating Floyd, and I don't think it could happen tomorrow, it would be Cotto, because Cotto's style and speed would be, I mean, that would be a great match. And we're not going to do it now. Maybe we'll do it a year and a half from now. But that's going to be a major fight. So Cotto looks now, talking with HBO, we'll fight again in September, and then we'll fight once more in December. The one thing that you have to do with a young fighter is keep them busy, because the busier they are, the better they become. If there's too much time between fights, their skills erode.
So what are the possibilities of a unification between Miguel Cotto and WBA champion Vivian Harris?
Vivian Harris, to me, is a piece of garbage. I don't like the way he acts, and I mean, I just don't want my fighters to be associated with him in any way. I don't think he brings anything to the table. I don't think he acts appropriately. I mean, you know, this is sport. Guys could be fierce competitors without, you know, some of this nonsense that he brings to the table. So I don't see any upside at all in Cotto or Mayweather or any of these guys fighting a Vivian Harris. He should learn how to behave, because, you know, he's his own worst enemy. I mean, he had the opportunity to fight Ricky Hatton for $750,000, and he turned it down. and now he's fighting for 75,000. And if he doesn't watch out, he'll be fighting for 7,500.
So, Bob, the WBC orders an immediate rematch between Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales, but then the turn of events, Acelino Freitas wants to get his rematch, which was signed when he fought Diego Corrales. Give us your thoughts on that.
Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales will fight their rematch soon. The Freitas situation is a non-starter. Palulu's alleged papers are just nonsense because there's something in Muhammad Ali, and if he wanted to do that, he should have done it within the year. And he's talking about doing a rematch with Freitas sometime in November. You can't do that.
Do you even believe that Freitas deserves a rematch after he quit?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, I mean, Freitas is Palulu's called DeBella to have DeBella put Lavanda Johnson in with Freitas in Brazil. So he's just flailing around. So that's a non-starter. I think you're going to see before long Castillo Corrales. I think you'll see before long a rematch of that great fight between Cesar Chavez and Carlos Hernandez, and a rematch of that great fight between Jorge Arce and Hussein. Those were 3 of the 4 best fights of the year, along with Morales Pacquiao, and I think those first 3 fights may end up on the same card.
That sounds like a great card. Oh, last question. What could you tell us about Eric Morales? When can we expect him in the ring, and any chance against who?
Eric Morales will be in the ring in September. As to who his opponent is, I'm not sure, but it looks like he wants to go for a 4th title and become the first Mexican to win 4 world championships. And I have started talking with Lou DeBella about matching Lavanda Johnson with Eric Morales.
Great. So tell the people why they should tune in on June 25 when Mayweather takes on Gatti on HBO pay-per-view.
I know that everybody who's listening to me, watching me, has seen the movie Rocky. The first Rocky, the real original Academy Award picture. This fight, I got a feeling, is going to be a Rocky for real. I mean, not a Hollywood Rocky, a Rocky for real. This is going to be Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer out there, the Apollo Creed of his weight division, fighting the courageous, gutty, never quit Arturo Gatti, who plays the role of Rocky in this fight. I'm comforted by the fact that people forget, but Apollo Creed won the fight.
Bob, appreciate the time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.